Hey guys, this is my intro video on Netlimiting in Destiny 2. Before I get started on the tutorial, I want to clear up a very few important things about Netlimiters and how they work. If you don't care about any of that, you can skip to the time shown on screen to go straight to the tutorial. First off, if this video is still up, Netlimiters are not detected by anti-cheat. The software, NetLimiter, is detected, and you'll get an error code if you try to run it in-game. But you will not get automatically banned or error coded by using a NetLimiter if you follow the directions in this video. However, the act of network manipulation is still against Bungie TOS, so if you get reported excessively or post videos of yourself limiting, the chances of getting banned become non-zero. Next, limiters are not hard cheats like Ring. You may have seen clips on YouTube of people flying around with Infinite Golden Gun and Parasite, and maybe a streamer called them a net limiter, but that's not correct. Limiters are not some crazy cheat mod menu. So what can they do? There's tons of specific use cases, and I'm going to try and make a video on all of them. If you're watching this video well after the original upload date, there should be a playlist down in the description showing exactly how to do each one, but I think more generally there are three categories that encompass most things that a net limiter can do. First, you can unload objects and terrain. Second, you can do better damage. And third, you can delay or repeat actions. So unloading objects lets you go places you otherwise wouldn't be able to, or lets you go there easier. You can see in the background footage how I basically just walked outside of Riven's throat and then I was out of bounds. More commonly, you can stop certain doors from spawning, like certain spawn doors, but this doesn't work with every door or object. I think better damage is pretty self-explanatory. You can keep tick damage going infinitely, something like Chaos Reach or Thunder Crash, and you can also replicate the old Fourth Horseman bug to just absolutely melt bosses. Some bosses you can pre-damage as well while they're immune. Now I think the last one is the most interesting, delaying and repeating actions. Probably one of the most well-known examples of net limiting is dunking 30 motes in Garden all at once. And then you can also see in the background footage of how I delayed picking up the heart on Queen's Walk. Now I think this is obvious by now, but this is only available on PC. There may be some weird way that I don't know of to use like a laptop connected to your router or something, but if there is, I've never heard of it. Now that you have a basic understanding of what a net limiter is, let's get into the tutorial. First thing you're going to want to do is go down to the description of this video, and you're going to click on the Mediafire link to go get the zip file of all the files that you'll need to download this. It's going to be the same link as the one I'm using in the video. Once you have the zip file downloaded, you can extract it into any folder you'd like, on your desktop or somewhere else. Now that you have the folder downloaded, you're going to open it and you're going to see 4 different files. You can see on the screen right now the README with all the written directions of what I'm telling you right now. First thing you're going to want to do is open the cracked files zip file, and you're going to extract that into the files go here folder that's included in the folder that you downloaded. See in the video, the final folder is files go here. Extract that, and you're going to see all 4 of those files in that top folder. Now you're going to install NetLimiter 5 with the installer included. You're just going to click allow when it asks for the admin access. You can see that it's by the official publisher. OBS just does not capture that on my screen. You're again going to choose the files go here folder, as you can see in the video in the top right. Just click finish. Get rid of the blue icon of NetLimiter. We don't want to use that one. Scroll down and files go here and you'll see the red icon, which is the one we want to use. You can make a shortcut of that put it wherever you'd like, rename it, it's up to you. When you launch it the first time, you'll probably get a little antivirus notice like I did. Just click allow and it should boot up like this. In the top left it should say @joyuse. And that's it for part 1. Quick note before part 2, at this point you need to open Destiny 2 with joyuse open so that it includes Destiny in the list of applications. Otherwise this next set of directions won't make sense. Now back to the tutorial. Now that we have everything set up, it's time to start adding our settings. First thing to do is get rid of this awful default layout and replace it with something a little nicer to look at. After you pick the colors you like, head over to the filter list and click on Add Filter at the bottom. Name it 3074 and then add a filter function. The first function to add is application is, then you're going to select Destiny 2 from the drop-down menu. Save that, then we're going to add another function. This time select remote port in range, and then in the port range box type 3074. And make sure you click add on the right before saving. The number should appear in the value list box below. Once your filter looks like the one in the video, save it. You're going to add 3 more filters the same way you added 3074. Just name them and use the port numbers that you see me use in the video. Make sure that when you're adding the ranges, you type the first number, then space, then dash, then space, then second number. The port ranges are going to be on screen in addition to me adding the filters in the video. Now that you've done that, you should have 4 custom filters at the top of your list looking just like mine in the video. Now that we have the filters made, we need to add custom rules to them. Go to the Activity tab at the top and you should see your 4 filters at the top along with Destiny 2 somewhere in the list. We want to make these easier to use, so we're going to right click on each one of them and select Move to Hidden. After you finish that, when you click on Hidden in the Activity tab, you should have a nicer looking list just like you see in the video. Now, right click on any one of the headers at the top to open up this menu. You want to disable Rule Status and enable Download Limit and Upload Limit. In these new columns, we're going to replace the boxes that say None with new numbers. For all 4 filters, set every download to 1 byte per second. Make sure you change it from kilobyte, which is the default, to byte. You also don't want to enable it right now, so you can uncheck the box when you're done. You're also going to add 1 byte per second to 3074 upload. Finally, add 811 byte download to the Destiny 2 application. After you finish this, click on Rule List and you'll see the new rules that you just made. We're going to add one more here, so click on Add Rule in the bottom left, select Filters, select 30K, change Rule to Blocker, set Direction to both, Blocker Action Deny, and uncheck Enable. For our final step, you want to add hotkeys so that you can enable and disable your rules in-game without needing to tab in and out. For now, you probably only need to have a hotkey for 3074 download and 7.5K. You can add more or change them whenever you want. Just click on Edit Hotkey and pick a key to use Control with to enable and disable the rule. For example, I like to use Control and plus for 3074. Now you have a NetLimiter that is set up and ready to go for Destiny 2. You may talk with other people or hear that you need to boot up your limiter before you open the game to avoid an error code, but I fixed that issue with my limiter, Joyuse, and you can start it whenever, even with the game open. I know I didn't really go over how to use it in-game in this video, but in the description will be a link to a playlist that I'm going to be constantly adding to, detailing everything that you can currently do with NetLimiters in-game. I'll have a basics guide that will show you what each rule that we added does and how to avoid network error codes. If you have any questions about the setup or want to request a tutorial for something specific in-game, leave me a comment down below.